Okanagan and Vancouver in terms of forming the agricultural community here in the Okanagan. The best thing I can say between YVR and YLW is it's all about collaboration, about working together. We all share the same passenger that connects between YLW and YVR and beyond. It's that connectivity from other areas within the province, including YLW, that help feed into YVR, develop our connections globally. And those are very important in terms of driving our local economies regionally, whether it's the Okanagan or whether it's Prince George in the north and other communities around BC.
Thank you, Sam. Sam is sitting right over there. He'll be signing autographs later. Well, we've talked about lift. What about that other force which holds you back, drag? Let's show what it means to remove drag. For example, we're going to talk about Mexico City. Several years ago, we had only one flight, Air Canada, flying daily. It was a great service, but it wasn't. If you look at the U.S., 28 destinations, thanks to open skies. Europe, 10 destinations. China, 8 mainland destinations. And of course, Hong Kong with 3. And of course, Hong Kong. Mexico with 8 destinations. And Australia with 3 destinations. What about South America? Still 0. With 420 million people on that continent, with cities like Sao Paulo, Santiago, Lima, we don't fly directly there. It's unusual. And imagine the enormous potential. We have visa-free transit with Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Xiamen, Fujian, Shenyang, Harbin, and Chengdu. Now envision a flight connecting those cities with Rio, Santiago, and Buenos Aires. Could be one of WestJet's new 787s. Why not? What an incredible potential for BC and for YVR, all held back by bilateral and visa requirements. So we've got to get fixed. It's a drag. It's a drag on BC's economy. And keep in mind that every airplane is carrying cargo to destinations around the world, not just people. Every destination we add adds new opportunities for local products to find new markets. And we have the aircraft to do it. 787 and the A350 and 777 have tremendous belly space. In 2017, we moved 315,000 tons of cargo, an increase of 10.8%. Sam mentioned the cherry farmers sending their product to destinations in Japan and China. And this connectivity is true, but this connectivity is true of many unique products, including, for example, high-tech products, high-definition security system and cameras. And James Henderson from Avigilon is
close to the resources that we need, such as YVR, to help support that scale.
So you can see we're growing, and you can see that we're a vital part of the business community of BC. But what does this growth mean for the airport, and how do we maintain an exceptional airport product for our customers as we grow? How do we move more and more people? How will we build capacity? Well, these are good problems to have. I'm going to talk to you about some innovative ways we're addressing growth. As we build up, you'll see more busing at YVR. In fact, we are now going to be a busing airport like any other major hub, Schiphol in Amsterdam, Hong Kong, Frankfurt, and Singapore. In 2017, we introduced busing with 2 very supportive international carriers, and the customers liked it. We call this remote stand operations, or RSO. The approach is simple. Aircraft land and park on the apron in an assigned spot. A luxury electric bus then pulls up to the aircraft. And the great thing for these passengers is little to no walking as we drop them off at the back of customs. As we leave, you actually go out to the aircraft and you go up what's known as an avi ramp. We'll just zoom in on that. Instead of going up the old standard stairs, you actually go up a nice graduated incline so you can easily take your bags up. If you're a wheelchair user, it's much easier to go up that ramp, even if you're just a little slow, and it'll be out of the weather and completely covered. So actually the experience we expect to be the same as every other customer at YVR. As we grow, we'll continue to add busing operations. Why? It's cost and operationally efficient. Okay, we're a little bit ahead there. You can pause at the end of the avi ramp. Brian? Okay, when I have to talk about a few more things about busing right here. So if you pause this, when I talk to when I get to the point where I say let's look at a concept, that's when we should go to the map. Okay. Roger. Okay. So why will we continue to add busing? Well, it's operationally efficient, it's economical. Building the pad and all the equipment to bus passengers is about 12 million, where a regular gate on the building is 50 million. Not to mention we can add busing gates much faster. And of course, it's about a 4-minute trip, and our customers have said they like it. Let's look at a concept that involves adding 10 of these spots. Now I'm going to set the stage with where you are looking at this map. Okay, I guess when you bring the map up, does this have to happen?
At this point, yes. When it comes in, that starts right away. But what I can do is wait till you turn and say, let's look at a concept, and then allow the busing to go away completely.
I'm just going to kind of do this. You know, okay, that's the international terminal, the international side, transborder, the hotel's right there, just to sort of orient people. And
did you want the East Apron graphic that's there to be gone when you're doing that?
Yes. If you can.
Okay.
Just be easier.
Let me just see if we can do it live right now.
So blah, blah, blah. International, transborder, hotel, and we've come up with an innovative concept to add 10 remote stand operations. What we're going to do is we're going to actually build a taxiway through into what used to be the jet set parking and turn it from car parking to aircraft parking. We're going to lose 2,000 parking spots. No, we're going to lose them. But that's okay, because our innovative parking team has come up with a great idea. What you'll see outlined in orange will be the new jet set parking, which essentially means that you're going to come and you're going to actually pre-book your parking like jet set normally does. You're going to arrive here, you're going to just drop off your car, drop your keys, and a valet is going to go park it, and they can park them a lot more densely. And then you're going to get in a bus up to the terminal, and it's going to be all undercover and probably take no longer than 15 minutes. It's as if you can park and fly. No. Yeah, I'm saying that. I'm totally saying that. That's a good line. Inside the terminal, what's wrong with that? Inside the terminal, we're continuing to use technology to improve key passenger processes. We launched the primary inspection kiosk in April this year. It's compatible with almost our ambitious capital plans I talked about last year. You'll recall last year I talked about the expanded center design of the terminal, basically growing the terminal out from the middle because it's the most efficient way to do it. We're going to spend $1.7 billion in the next 3 years. And this center expansion means we can keep up with our rapid growth projections. First one that's already underway is a Pier D expansion on the international side, which our board has approved. Construction starts this year. It will accommodate 8 gates, 4 gated, and 4. It will include a range of sustainability features, such as rainwater harvesting that will allow us to store a large volume of water for use in the middle of droughts, also as an emergency firefighting water in the event of an earthquake and if we lose our main feed. Electrical vehicle charging stations at 10% of all of the parking stalls, and that can be increased. An automated guidance system that will help reduce emissions and frustration, as drivers will no longer circle looking for a spot. There'll be a little green light over every empty spot. This will also connect to the existing parkade. In the near future, we'll also get started on Pier F, the expansion for our transborder facility. What you see here is merely conceptual. We're thinking about it. We haven't really got very far in those designs yet, but we're thinking about it. To make way for the parkade, we'll close our value lot. But good news, we'll soon open our new value long-term lot, which is located at the Templeton Canada Line station. We're also working on features most people don't see, such as our runway end safety areas, or RESAs. These are specialized areas at the end of a runway that provide extra safety in the unlikely event that an aircraft were to overrun or undershoot. We've committed $150 million to this. We've done the south runway and the crosswind, and the north is starting soon. We started 3 years ago in advance of a Canadian standard. When complete, our RESAs will be double this proposed standard. Why? Because when it comes to safety, at YVR, the standard is where we start. That's a lot of concrete and a lot of work for our contractors. Building and improving the airport is another great example of how YVR provides lift to BC businesses, and Scott from Jacob Brothers is going to talk about that.
So Jacob Brothers is a privately held construction company. We're based in Surrey, British Columbia. We started our business in early 2008. After individually having long, successful construction careers, we thought we'd go into business for ourselves. Companies specialize in heavy civil construction as well as which is the Templeton South parking lot, where we're building critical infrastructure for part of the airport's redevelopment. So YVR has become an excellent client for Jacob Brothers Construction. It provides local projects. Many of our employees live and work in the Greater Vancouver area and appreciate the opportunity to work so close to home on exciting projects such as we have here at YVR. YVR is much more than a transportation hub for Jacob Brothers. It's a key source of employment, and it's something we value tremendously. As YVR grows, we all grow, we all benefit. The value of having this amount of construction close to home is just tremendous.
Okay. Now I want to switch gears for the last third of this presentation and talk about YVR as a business. There's a lot you don't know about us. We're a not-for-profit, community-based company. We live here, raise our kids here, and we love this place. So we've set ourselves the kind of standards that you as neighbors and ultimate owners would expect. We constantly benchmark our progress in every area, and I'm proud to say we have improved substantially in sustainability, and as you can see here. On the left, we have those airports and organizations that are market-driven, in other words, doing what is required. There's those in the middle that are more engaged, and on the right are those that are shaping the leadership, the sustainability future for airports. You can see, this is independent evaluation. You can see we've come a long way, and I'm proud to be on the right. And we're all about numbers. We like to measure ourselves against the best airports. So let's take another look at this. A few years ago, we were 4 out of 10. If you see 100% on the left, and you see all these great airports along the bottom and organizations, we were at 40%. By 2015, we had improved to 6 out of 10, and in 2016, we reached 9 out of 10, or 90%, a world leader in airport sustainability. Something we've not talked a lot about because we wanted to make sure we had it right. And especially compared to all our other operators, we're very happy. So sustainability, of course, is not just about environment. It's about 4 pillars, including economic, environment, social, and governance. Let's take a look at each pillar. You know that YVR plays a significant role in the local, provincial, and national economy. Yes, we have 24,000 jobs at YVR, but there are tens of thousands of jobs throughout BC in everything from tourism, retail, construction, transportation, agriculture, cargo, and more that depend on the airport. The airport helps facilitate $16.5 billion in total economic output across BC, $8.4 billion in total GDP, and $1.4 billion in total government revenue. We also have a very sustainable AA credit rating. You may not know that we're also very helpful in lifting innovation, which helps spur business. One of the most successful local organizations in this space is Hootsuite. Let's hear what Penny Wilson has to say about YVR.
Hi, I'm Penny Wilson. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Hootsuite, and I'm here at HQ3, which is primarily our marketing team. Hootsuite was founded in 2008 by Ryan Holmes. The headquarters is here in Vancouver, and we've grown from a handful of people to almost 1,000 people around the globe in 15 different offices. You know, YVR is truly a global airport, really helping a company like us to be effective globally. Whether we're out there to visit our customers, or we're bringing customers in, or we're moving employees around the world, this is truly an important hub for us. And I think just fundamentally the experience you get when you walk into YVR, for me as a Canadian, I feel proud, and then when I come back from somewhere, I just feel like it's such a welcoming place. I feel like I'm home.
We know that our operations at YVR have a big impact on the environment. Do you want me to thank each person, each testimony? Okay. I have to put that in here. Okay, thanks. We know our operations have a big impact on the environment. We have an ambitious environmental management plan that sets tough targets for 2020, including reducing emissions by 33%, reducing waste by 50%, and reducing potable water by 30%. Of all of these, reducing water use is the hardest. Let's just say there are millions of people using a lot of toilets. We're still crunching the numbers for 2017, but here's how we're reaching those targets. Here's a couple of concrete examples. In 2017, we completed the largest installation of an apron LED lighting system in Canada. Let's appreciate the brilliance of this new system. Here's what it looked like. Okay, there's no way to pause that, eh? Yeah. So here's what it looked like before. It looks nice, it looks, you know, not bad, but here's what it looks like. You can appreciate the brilliance of the new LEDs. So not only does it save a lot of power, 715,000 kilowatt hours, enough to power 72 residences, it also provides, obviously, a brighter, safer work environment. Here's another concrete example. We've continued to find innovative ways to reduce waste. For instance, we recycle about 19,000 chopsticks every month. We send them to Chop Value, a local company that turns them into unique products such as tabletops, towels, shelves, and things you see here. We'd also like to see if we can include these products in our expansions to our terminals. We also renewed our Level 2 airport carbon accreditation through ACI International. We're working to achieve Level 3, and we're doing this with no offsets. Salmon Safe. We maintained our Salmon Safe certification. Under this program, we work with an independent organization to ensure that we restore, protect, and enhance our ecosystem, because we're located in one of the world's most important salmon rivers. Yeah, it's a bit distracting. In a nice moment for us, we received the Airport's Going Green Award from the Chicago Department of Aviation for Project Green YVR. Under this program, we partner with Climate Smart to help our airport partners reduce their footprint. Now let's talk about the social pillar. As a community-based organization, we strive to have a workforce that reflects our region, and diversity is a big part of this. We have made big strides towards employment equity. Yeah, I need to think about that. Let me just give me a second here. For instance, at the end of 2017, women accounted for 38% of our board, including our chair, 40% of our management team, and 44% of our executive team. Our goal, of course, is to get this to 50%, and we're well on our way. We're unionized, so men and women doing the same job get the same wages, and we're working hard to ensure that we get more women into non-traditional roles. And in management, men and women's salaries are within 2% of each other. I want to lay down a marker to every business leader in the room. Can you say the same? And if not, why not? We've also seen a steady increase in visible minorities with above average industry labor representation. And by the way, we're hiring right now. Our VP of HR is right over there. See her after the show. Thanks to these efforts, we received the Best Practices in Enhancing Boardroom Diversity Award from the Governance Professionals of Canada. I'm on the President's Group, a network of business leaders who are looking at ways to increase opportunities for people with disabilities and create a more accessible workplace. The group has really opened my eyes to the big gap we need to address as business people. We continue to upgrade our terminal to be more welcoming for everyone. We recently updated our visual paging system for people with hearing loss, high contrast tiles for people with vision loss, and built a pet relief area for service and comfort animals. We've continued to help make flying accessible to everyone. For instance, we recently launched the I Can Fly sticker program at YVR in conjunction with the Canucks Autism Network. And we made this program available for free to every airport in Canada. A few have taken us up on it, and this program has also gone to Cyprus through our partners at Vantage. We're close partners with many communities, and we support many nonprofits, especially in this space, because we want everyone to feel included. Ruby Ng was happy to share more.
The vision for the Disability Foundation is to empower people with physical disabilities to reimagine what is possible. Our mission is to provide opportunities for active living, outdoor adapted activities, and special assistance in order to empower each individual's journeys. Participants have opportunities to engage in hiking in the wilderness using the trail rider, as well as adapted paddleboarding, as well as adapted kayaking. For the Disability Sailing Association, it is an incredible experience to be able to be on the open water, to feel the sense of independence and freedom being out in an adapted Martin 16 sailboat. There are participants who had never been on the water before. They had never imagined that they could have an experience where they leave the disability or they leave their wheelchair back on shore. That's one of the transformational experiences, and that's what we mean when we say we want to help people reimagine what's possible. YVR helps generate lift for the Disability Foundation specifically by showing their commitment to accessibility and inclusion, by enabling us to raise awareness and let more people know about the opportunities for quality of life and active living for people with physical disabilities. We have aspirational goals, we have an aspirational vision. We believe that with teamwork, anything is possible, and we love that one of our leading partners is YVR.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. The last pillar of sustainability is governance, and our role as a community-based airport compels us to make everyone part of the airport. We operate under a long-term land lease with the federal government, so we're stewards of the land, tasked with caring for it and utilizing it in a way that benefits everyone. And speaking of land, we recognize that we are located on the traditional land of the Musqueam people, but we don't just recognize this in words. 2017 marked a major milestone. We signed the Musqueam Indian Band YVR Airport Sustainability and Friendship Agreement. This historic 30-year agreement includes revenue sharing, scholarships, new jobs, and support for ongoing operations and development at the airport. More than anything, it's about fostering a real friendship, a lasting partnership that will change us both. Wendy Grant-John was good enough to share her thoughts on our relationship and what this means.
Musqueam's vision has always been to maintain our traditional values and ensure that there's a sustainability for our people to be able to live the lives that they have always lived at the mouth of the river, and to ensure that we have good governance that manages all of the opportunities that we have in creating wealth for our young people and supporting our elders. The Sustainability and Friendship Agreement with YVR started many years ago. 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to sit with the senior people at YVR and said, you know, we really want to take this relationship much farther than looking at art and the kinds of opportunities within some of your committees. What makes YVR a really good partner is their willingness to come to the table, take off their preconceived ideas of what an Indigenous community is looking for in a friendship agreement, and listening to what our goals and aspirations are and incorporating that into the friendship agreement that we put down. It was so emotional for myself, and we brought the elders out to be a part of the signing. It was highly charged emotionally, and one that was such a success, not just for Musqueam, but for YVR, and indeed, I believe, not just for the City of Vancouver or the Province of British Columbia, but for all Canadians to see. If you can come to a table and really look from your heart as well as your eyes, we can create such a beautiful opportunity for everybody to succeed.
Well, thank you, Wendy. So we're generating lift for BC, and I think we're on the right track. We don't always get everything right. Please don't think that we think that. But when we make a mistake, we learn fast and improve for the next time. And what's the secret? Well, in a nutshell, it's about people. To paraphrase Pericles from about 2,500 years ago, it all comes down to people being ashamed to fall below a certain standard. People you see here on screen. And since rejoining YVR as President CEO in 2013, I've had the honor of leading this amazing group. We have many programs to honor exceptional achievements, such as our YVR Stars program, where anybody can nominate anybody in the airport if they're seen to be giving exceptional service. Our employees are a pretty fun bunch, too. They don't have the best sense of humor. There's a number of them in the audience today, and if they had provided me with some good jokes about lift, some good lift puns, that would have been great. The best I got was a shout out to elevators. They lift me up when I'm down. So you can see why I didn't have a lot to work with there. But the most telling of all of our awards is Skytrax. A vote of confidence from millions of passengers ranked us the best airport in North America for a record 8 years in a row. No other airport or airline has ever achieved this. It's amazing, one that really speaks to our vision to be a world-class, sustainable, connecting hub with great customer service. So to wrap up, I want to thank you. Thank you for your support all through this past year when the government was talking about share capitalization, and Vancouver and the people of BC said, no thanks, we like the airport the way it is. Thank you for supporting us during our master plan over the past 3 years. Thank you for your patience as we grow. We'll do the best we can to not upset your travel plans as we continue to grow by millions of passengers every year. Thank you for another great year. And with that, the presentation is done. So I'll figure out a better way to finish. Okay, that's it. If you like this presentation, you can go over and talk to the folks at Hyphen over there if you've got something coming up, your annual general meeting perhaps. Then I'm going to say, can I have the people who gave the testimonies? They're all here, right? So please stand up. Okay, those who gave testimonials, stand up. Then Glenn, and then I'm going to say, look at my great socks. I know you've been admiring them. You all get a pair of the socks and all that. So, good. One thing that I think I need is, I think this one here, I need that to be playing the screen. I only need one confidence monitor. I can glance at that, but I need to know what's going on behind me because I cannot see it. So, can we do that? Okay. Well, I need a little break anyway, so.
Again, I think he's going to see it when we get him off the podium. Chris, you might want to go make mention of that. Yeah, when that sustainability title comes up. The other thing is he's doing it from the podium, right? He's going to be, like last year, free with a laugh as he goes.
The only other problem with that is that it's going to be this on that screen.
I don't think that's necessarily an issue for him. It's more just he knows
we can probably crop it off a bit, right? Okay. He just needs to see it. Okay.
But that means that whatever the watch out feed is, well, you guys know what the hell that means. This has to go into their system.
Somehow we have to get a.
Yeah, let me just see how. Let me see how bad that looks. It just means we don't get. We have.
Thank you.
Or you run to the shop and get the $5,000 of switching hardware. $5,000 of rental cost switching hardware.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the only other way to do it. Thanks, man. Or an E2. Actually, the E2 and the S3 are on a truck right now. So yeah.
My only other thought is he hasn't done this thing yet the way he's going to do it. Just lav and
moving around.
Right, I'm navigating the screen because when the screen is moving, that's fine. But if he's confidence monitor, I got my talking points to carry on and.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. If he's staring at a confidence monitor, then yeah, of course he's not going to see it. But you're right, he's going to be moving around. So.
You're also if he is tied to that confidence monitor, it's going to definitely affect his sort of
But that said, he's also not going to be looking back. I almost smacked Caesar in the head. He's not going to be looking backwards all the time, so he's going to want to see it when he's aiming forward. Like I get what he's talking about.
Yeah, I do too. I just maybe if he has a lab on there, it's going to be a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Well, you had a couple moments where we wanted to look at what the employment equity.
No, exactly.
He'll still be talking in the mic.
He was trying to stay in the mic, yeah.
What is there any sort of solution?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Well,
we never hooked up to the confidence monitor yet. Right?
Not out of your fourth head, no.
oh, we did.
Not yet, no. It's off that laptop.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. But the thing is, they're both the same. I don't understand how.
Oh, that's the problem. Okay, I can fix the input in, but you have to send to the monitors independently. You have the widgets to do that?
We need another image, bro.
Basically, we would need another image, which I don't even think we have.
Yeah, we'd have to get it, which wouldn't happen today.
What do you have to send it as? Are there SDI boxes on those monitors?
Yep, there's SDI
display port to HDMI to my case. 59.94.
Hey, Sean. Well, yeah, because we have to convert to 59.94.
Right?
Your output is 720p.
Not on that guy. No, on that
Oh.
I've set to 1080, but I don't know.
Well, either way, you can't do 59. It matters whether it's 720p, 1080.
You're sending it at 60. We need 59.94 for the monitor. The box will see P. The box will see 60, but the monitor won't see 60. Yeah.
So we could use this to drive the watch out.
But he needs the speaker notes.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. And then get a decimator and then just have that not just.
Yeah. Want me to phone? I mean, we're not going to get it here by 3:30. That's the only problem.
Get it here in the morning.
Yeah. So we think we've come up with a solution, but it won't happen by 3:30 today.
Okay. And is it $1 billion?
It's about $100, and then the piece of gear is about $100, and yeah, I'll work on the video stuff.
All right. And it'll be, but it's like 100%. It's not like a try to go over.
No, it will work. Basically, we're going to use this piece of gear, which is currently doing his notes, and we're just going to send the notes directly through another smaller piece of gear directly to one monitor, and then Sean's going to create the composite from here to go to the other monitor through this device. So we're basically getting another one of these, but it's not one of those.
We're going. But for the speaker. Yeah, we're going. So what?
So it'll be. Would it be good to go for his last rehearsal tomorrow morning? Then you figure.
It'll be good to go for his rehearsal tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, that's because we can just set a custom refresher. Can you make a laptop?
No, you can't. No. No, because it's PC data. It's data, not broadcast. It's data, not TV.
Yeah.
And the catch is that the monitors can't see data resolutions through the component interface.
Right? I like honestly, I've never tried it. But
Well, this thing is, yeah, no, it's all at 60. This thing will always see 60.
yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think. You might be right though. There might be a way to make it 59.
I understand what you're talking about, Jesse, but I honestly have never seen it before.
So, is that this laptop?
Built like custom.
Or no, sorry, it's this laptop,
It's
right?
the Lenovo, yeah. Oh, so it definitely won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's a Lenovo.
Nobody cares right now if I take this out.
I mean, either way, we still need the decimator, though. We still need to be able to convert it to SDI.
No, because he's got an SD. This is on an SDI converter.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. But he has one.
I know. That's for VBot's computer.
Oh.
So we still need a decimator down here in order to make this happen. Okay, so I'm going to phone the shop and get one on its way down.
No, but sorry. No, you custom resolution? Is that everything?
Well, no, but also go to the display because you also had it selected on this one. So select your.
Oh no, I didn't.
Hey Simon, it's John Sharp.
It's probably
Good, how are you? Good. Can I yak at either Bill or Adam, please? Thanks. Yeah. Who?
Yeah, if it was if it had
a crapshoot, but yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry, I had to get on full screen. I don't.
Not my computer.
Oh, okay. You don't care?
Very good. No, way to go, Gabriel.
Well, damn it, Sean.
And listening to what our
I mean, I prefer decimator, but okay. You know what? If you've got two, give me a spare, please. ASAF. Okay, very good. East loading. Yeah, east main concern loading. Okay, thanks, Adam. Okay.
These are broadcasts. 5994. It has to be 5994. You can't send.
I got two decimators on the way down.
There are.
In theory, they should be here in half an hour. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so?
What, you guys have drone service
Yeah.
from Burnaby now?
Half an hour.
Oh, yeah, no, it's right. It's coming from. Fuck, I keep forgetting we're all the way the fuck out there now.
But on the upside, you're in the floodplain now.
The upside, we're lower than the airport.
Yeah. Airport will be on first. Thanks.
That's awesome. I miss you, Sean.
On the upside, you're
Small doses. It's safer that way.
That's right. Okay, so 45 minutes-ish.
But yeah, they're like heading out now.
Yeah, like Adam's digging them out, giving them to Simon, saying, go.
Hi. Question for you. If it revolves around the actual meat and potatoes of the content, I'm not responsible. Go on.
I was wondering if we're able to adjust a couple of the audio.
Shitty sound effects?
Yeah.
Sure. Any particular? Give me your notes. I'll do what I can to make you happy.
That opening airplane sequence, the takeoff.
Did you catch that, Sean?
Sorry?
So, Daryl.
No, I can't. It's a loop. Sorry, I don't have control of it in that way.
Yeah, it's just duplicated. So of course it is, but that's you have to do that. Right? Yeah. Is it? No, it's Word. It's what? It's Word.
That is VBot's stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And they gave you everything set as a PowerPoint?
Yeah, we exported it. It's just a series of flat files. It's not.
It is a series of flat files and not very high-res images. Okay.
It is
Amelia said she would be here at 2. Of course, that was 20 minutes ago. So.
No, I don't know. I just won't let me do.
No.
Okay. That'd be cool. Should we try doing I don't know, just try doing multiple. Push 60 out of you. I'll do it.
Are you just trying to see if you can force it, or?
Yeah, we're dicking around, just seeing what we can do here. Ooh. Oh, it shows the wrong.
Sorry, yeah, that opening airplane sequence, the takeoff, like the airplane takes off or whatnot.
Yeah. That little. Yeah.
I just reset.
Okay. What about it?
I had it like down like
They don't have clarity either.
Yeah,